So, hey guys, Mr. Lego Ed here with a new deck build, and this one is for koalas. It's the koala deck build. It was popular on my channel last time I made it, so I thought, hey ho, I'll just revamp it for the current gen, and yeah, see how you like it. So, let's get straight into the cards first. We have 2 big koala, 1 Gauze the Emissary of Darkness, 2 Photon Thrasher, 3 Elemental Hero Prisma, 1 Des Kangaroo, 2 Goblin Berg, 2 Summoner Monk, 3 King of the Swamp, 1 Maxi, 2 Swift Scarecrow, 3 E Emergency Call, 1 A Hero Lives, 3 Polymerization, 1 Fusion Sage, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Dark Hole, 3 Upstart Goblin, 2 Night Beam, 2 Pot of Duality, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 Book of Moon, and 2 Forbidden Lance. The extra deck is 2 Master of Oz, 1 Elemental Hero The Shining, 1 Elemental Hero Escuradeo, 1 Elemental Hero Absolute Zero, 1 Elemental Hero Gaia, 1 Mecha Phantom Beast Dragasack, 1 Big Eye, 1 Black Ship of Corn, 1 Diamond Direwolf, 1 Steel Sworn Roach, 1 Maestro the Symphony de Jin, 2 Digesto Emerald, and 1 Gargaga Cowboy. And the side deck is Electric Virus, Maxi, 2 Effect Failure, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 Closed Forest, 2 Mind Crush, 3 Royal Decree, and 2 Skill Drain. Now, like I said last time with my last deck, I said don't look at the extra and side deck. Now, I will change that slightly in the sense that this is still a deck in progress. I haven't really considered this the final build, but it's pretty close to it, and the changes that I'm considering making you could probably change for ideas of your own, so I thought I'd release kind of the sketch version of this deck. Now, the extra deck is pretty good for me. I might be adding in another Digesto Emerald and getting out one of the level 7s, probably Dragasack, or because you kind of sometimes need that third. It's just a card. If they stop both yours from playing, you sometimes need the third. I'm considering getting rid of some of the elemental heroes, maybe just keeping Shining and Zero in, but then again they do come in handy. I've never really played them that much with this build. I used to play them in my old build a lot more, but I don't know, it's kind of your own choice maybe if you want to get rid of them and replace. Obviously what you'd add in is mainly like level 4s, XYZs, maybe even some other cards like some, I don't know, synchros if you want to like back up, like just in case they creature swap you a monster or something, I don't know, stuff like that. But it's pretty, the extra deck is pretty solid as long as you have the Digesto and you have the Master of Oz in the extra deck, yeah, it's fine. Everything else is kind of your own choice, but I'd look at this as a pretty solid template. The side deck is completely like just random. I haven't really worked on the side deck because I don't really play a lot of matches with this deck. I play more just the one-on-ones because it's a fun deck. It's just I'm not playing it that competitively. The 3 Decree, I'd probably keep that in the side deck just because you don't play any traps and it's good for those trap heavy decks. I'd probably keep the electric viruses as well, and probably the Maxi. Closed Forest was an interesting card I was thinking about because it kind of stops field spells being played and it boosts your beasts, so it's quite a handy card. And Skill Drain, if used correctly, works, but you need to get, if you use it too soon it can stop your plays going off, so it's, I don't know. Yeah, the side deck could put, you could work more with, but yeah, the main deck. Now, the main deck focus, as you've seen on my Koala OTK video that was before this, is pretty much to go for an OTK. Now, you can do it for a few ways. You can usually go for Master of Oz, a big Koala, Digesto Emerald Field, or you might be able to go for the double Digesto Emerald Fields and summon 2 big koalas using Prisma's effect and stuff like that. So there's a few ways you can do it. It doesn't always happen, and a lot of the time you won't be going for OTKs, you're going for longer matches, but when they do happen, it's a laugh, and this deck is fun. I must say, I'm trying to make it competitive in the sense that it can win matches, but it's still a fun deck. Don't take this deck too seriously. Now, you need the 2 big Koala because they're how you fusion into Master of Oz, and basically the Koala play, the main play you'll be using a lot, is bringing out Prisma via, I don't know, normal summoning, a hero lives, summon a monk, Goblin Bearer, maybe you special summon a Thrasher, then Prisma, stuff like that. You'll be getting out the Prisma, using its effect, revealing Master of Oz, sending Big Koala to the graveyard, then with your 2 level 4s on the field, obviously if you normal summoned it you won't be able to do that, but most of the time your 2 level 4s you sync XYZ summon into Digusto, then you use its effect to summon a non-effect monster from the graveyard, i.e. Big Koala, summon that to the field, so you have a Big Koala with 2700 attack and an 1800 attack on the field. Then if you really want, you could use it for fusion material or just go for the attack, and it's got quite a big defense as well. The other plays you can go for are stuff like summoning, you might have 2 Prismas in hand, like the perfect hand you might have a Photon Thrasher, like 2 Prismas in hand, or no, sorry, a Summoner Monk, a Goblin Bear, and a Prisma in hand. That can sometimes work, or that's not very good. Sorry, a Hero Lives, a Summoner Monk, and a Goblin Bear. There you go, and that can cause a field of having 2 Digustos on the field and 2 Big Koalas, and that can go for an OTK. You can go for the near OTKs with stuff works of Master of Oz, because he does have 4200 attack, and 4200 attack pretty much gets over everything. Halves your opponent's life points as well, and that's a huge chunk. But yeah, it's a fun deck, guys. I would alter maybe a few things I'm thinking about. Maybe getting rid of Book of Moon, just because I'm not using it that much, and maybe Fusion Sage because I'm not using that much. But they come in handy the odd time I've had to use them, so I don't know. The Forbidden Lance is there to protect Master of Oz, sorry, and the Night Beams are there to protect him again. Just get rid of that back row, because back row isn't a good thing against this deck, especially if you're trying to summon loads. I'm liking the Upstart Goblins. It doesn't really matter if they gain 1000 attack, because you're taking a lot of the time 4200, or like over 4000 if you attack with both of these as well, off your opponent's life points, so it's usually fine. The Max C I'm liking as well, especially when you go against those decks that special summon huge amounts. And the King of Swamps, really useful. You need to keep these King of Swamps and Polys in, just because that's how the deck works, but the King of Swamps are so useful just as a search and as a free fusion material monster. As you see, I only played 1 Des Kangaroo now. I used to play 2, and I've got rid of the kind of complete Koala theme and tried to make it a little bit more competitive. And it's a lot faster, and it's a lot more fun actually. I only use 1 Des Kangaroo, and you kind of might go, why do you use Des Kangaroo at all? You have 3 King of the Swamps, you might as well just not use him. He is quite useful just for that one, because you don't often draw into him. You have him in your deck. You might have a big Koala and Poly in hand, and then you summon the Prisma and then send Des Kangaroo. You don't send the Koala, you send a Des Kangaroo, then you can fusion using Prisma into your Master of Oz. Obviously Prisma does give you the advantage as well of being able to summon into the elemental heroes, and they do have useful effects, especially Zero, just to blow up that field. But yeah, the rest is, I'm liking triple emergency call as well, just because you really do want that Prisma in hand. Obviously with Summoner Monk you want it in your deck, to be honest, but most of the time you will want that Prisma in hand. You could probably get rid of 1 if you wanted. The Hero Lives is just nice to have as a backup, so I would keep that in and stuff. But yeah, this is a sketch kind of the deck. I'm playing this version at the moment a lot, and it's a lot of fun, guys, and I really would try it out. The Swift Scarecrows are really useful as well, because a lot of times they'll just negate everything you try and summon on the field, and it's just good to have that backup from like losing against a huge push from your deck, just so it gives you that extra turn. But yeah, it's a really nice deck. There's loads of plays that you can XYZ into a lot of these level 4s. I like going into Djinn a lot. I like, if I'm going first turn, to use Prisma's effect to get the Koala in the graveyard and then XYZ summon into a Djinn. Just gives me that protection. Then following turns I can then go for the strong play of bringing up Digusto and stuff. So there's a lot of cards. Obviously, like cards like Big Eye really mess up your day. I know I play one because I play 2 level 7s, but Big Eye really messes you up, especially if you bring out the Monster of Oz and they steal it. But it's an incredibly fun deck, guys. And I really would try it out. Play around with some cards, maybe play around with a trap lineup instead of a just complete spell lineup. I'm liking this just because it's faster. But you could play around with different cards, maybe getting rid of duality for like Reckless Greeds and stuff if you really wanted. But yeah, give me your thoughts on the deck, your ideas to interchange cards and stuff. And yeah, guys, hope you've really enjoyed looking at the Koala deck for this month. And as you can see, it's a lot different from the other Koala build. I've tried to make it a little bit more faster, really. And it's really working, and it's a nice deck to play. Remember, it's a fun deck, and you have a laugh. Especially people love it when you bring out Master of Odds, just because it's a card that never gets brought out. It's a really fun deck, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed this. So see you around, guys. Cheers.